My name is Samuel. I've tried a variety of part-time jobs to earn a few bucks while studying. Like the pizza delivery guy. It was late one summer night, just past midnight, and I had to deliver my last order to a rich neighborhood nearby. When I got there, the house seemed old and there were no lights on inside. I rang the bell attached to the fence pillar a few times, but no one replied. I pushed the gate, it was unlocked, and I walked through the garden up to the porch. I found a note attached to the door. It said, "The door is open, enter, and leave the pizza on the table." I hesitantly made my way inside. The hallway was dark and I couldn't find the light switch, so I used my phone light. There was a table in the middle of the living room and it had some money on it. I put the pizza box down and quickly pocketed the money. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind me, startling me. I shone the torch towards the entryway, but there was nobody there. I ran a few steps forward and pulled on the door, but it was somehow jammed and I couldn't open it. I called for somebody in the house, but apparently I was alone. In the distance, a phone could be heard ringing from across the room. I picked it up. A man's voice said, "If you don't do what I tell you, you'll be dead soon." "What kind of a joke is this, dude? Let me out," I replied. "Go to the kitchen," he said and hung up. I tried to dial 911, but my phone had no signal. I picked up the other phone, but it was locked. I tried to open the windows, but to my horror, each window had old rusted nails hammered through the frame, keeping them firmly shut. Using my flashlight, I slowly walked through a corridor into the kitchen. That place was a dump. There were no signs of life. On the table, there was a timer and a note read, "That's how long you have left in this world." That scared me, so I began searching for something to use as a weapon, but I found nothing. I opened another door, and I was immediately hit by a terrible smell. It was a bathroom. I bumped into the bathtub, filled to the brim. As I stood, staring in confusion, something bobbed to the surface. That's when I realized the bath was full of what seemed like human bodies. I threw up my guts, covering the floor as I realized that this was not a joke. I noticed a small vent above the bathroom mirror. I clambered on top of the sink and began to shout, hoping to get somebody's attention. I stopped as a beeping sound began from outside. It was the timer in the kitchen. A dragging sound grew louder, and the door eased open with a creak, and I saw a man standing in the dark, an axe in hand. He smiled as he said, "Your time is over." The man was huge. I knew I had no chance of overpowering him. I spun around and backed off into another room. I ended up in a cluttered room full of things, and I began throwing anything at him, all that I could possibly reach. I got him right in the head with a lamp. He closed his eyes and stopped for a moment. He then smiled and kept coming forward. He eventually cornered me, inhaled deeply, and raised his axe. Without thinking, I took a piece of the broken lamp and slashed it across his cheek. As he recoiled, I slipped under his arms and rushed to the hallway. The door was unlocked now, so I got out and ran to my bike. I sped off as fast as I could without so much as looking back for fear of seeing him still chasing me. When the police arrived, the man was gone. Turns out, that house had been closed off to the public for the past 20 years, and someone was using it to lure people and use them for their own entertainment. Thank God I got out of that place. Right before he could slice me like a piece of pizza.